Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a match analysis video, this time on Dabuz versus Ranai. First, we're going to be looking at the major keys to the matchup from the perspective of both Rosa and Villager. Afterwards, we'll look at how Dabuz executes his game plan and finds success versus Ranai. Then we'll look at what went wrong versus Ranai at EVO, causing Dabuz to be knocked out of the tournament. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So first off, let's take a look at our players. First we have Ranai. He's from Japan, and he mostly plays Villager. He hasn't attended many US tournaments, but he did get 3rd at Genesis 3. He's currently ranked 9 on the PGR. He has notable victories versus Abadango and Ally. With that being said, he is definitely one of the best, if not the best, Villager in the world. So on the other side, we have Dabuz. Dabuz is from Tri-State. He plays Rosalina. He also plays a really good Olimar. He got 2nd at Apex 2015, 2nd at Genesis 3, 2nd at Paragon, 3rd at CEO 2015, 9th at Pound, 3rd at Big House, and 5th at EVO 2015. He's currently number 3 on the PGR. He has notable victories versus Nairo, Mr. R, Abdango, Ally, Larry Lur, Void, Ranai, and Anti. He is for sure the best Rosalina main in the world, for sure. He also won What the Fox 2016, which is a really big win for him, and he's also probably like the best Olimar in the world, so he's really, really good. Okay, so let's talk about the major keys in the matchup. I don't want to spend too much time on this because we will be referring back to this throughout the video, but I just want to skim over each point and just talk about it a little bit. So, first point is using down B with Rosa to maintain / gain stage control / force Villager to approach and also protect Luma. Down B is definitely one of the biggest things in this matchup for Rosa. It's what makes the matchup so, I guess, difficult or like grindy from the perspective of a Villager. You really can't just like purely rush down, you can't purely run away. You have to kind of play this seesaw of running away and zoning out and trying to hit Luma, and also like trying to attack Rosa and separate Rosa and Luma and get stage control. So down B is definitely one of the biggest things in the matchup in general for Rosa and for Villager. The next point I want to talk about is effectively juggling Villager, not letting him land. Basically the same thing you're going to be doing with every character versus Rosa. You're going to be throwing them up, or up tilting them, or up smashing them, just keeping them up in the air. Villager doesn't have too many ways to land, so this is definitely something you're going to be exploiting in the matchup as Rosa. The next thing is recovering safely when you have down Luma. You don't want to take too much damage, you don't want to get killed by an F smash. For going low, you don't want it to die to a triple turnip. By going high, you just want to try and land on the stage when you have down Luma and just maintain that stage control with down B. Next thing you're going to be doing is down tilt or grab or jab to punish reckless approaches on shield from Villager. Villager is going to have to approach at some point. At that instance, you want to shield his stuff and either grab him or jab him or down tilt. This will give you stage control, this will give you a lot of damage. This is what's going to win you the matchup, is just punishing him when he is forced to approach. Next thing is forcing Villager to shield / not approach when he summons Lloyd Rocket, because the hitbox can actually be used against him when the Lloyd Rocket gets down B'd. So when Villager side Bs, you want to down B it, and this will basically be like a shield for you, and it will stop Villager from being able to approach so easily, because the down B will cause the Lloyd Rocket to actually be yours, and it will actually spin around you, and it can hit Villager and actually knock him away or put him in a really bad situation and basically just interrupt whatever he's doing. So you can actually use this to approach yourself. You can down B the Lloyd Rocket and like roll forward, you can down B the Lloyd Rocket and roll back, you can do whatever you want. Basically this is just a good way to neutralize Villager's Lloyd Rocket, which is one of his biggest things to either zone you out or to approach. And it's also really good because you really have to protect Luma. If you don't down B his Lloyd Rocket, your Luma will get hit a lot for a lot of damage, and this will be a big detriment to you as Rosa. So another small point is using down B when Villager's off stage to stop him from double jump fairing you. So like when Villager gets knocked off stage, a lot of times they'll save their jump and then they'll double jump above the stage, and then they'll like shoot a quick like fair at you, and this will basically either knock you away or knock Luma away, and either is really bad, because if that happens, then basically Villager is going to get on stage for free, and you really don't want that to happen. You really want to pressure Villager when he's on the ledge. I mean, against any character, right? Like when they're forced to grab the ledge, Rosa is in such a good position. Like she can just set up so many ways to just keep you off stage, to kill you, to do whatever to you. So you don't want to give Villager a free easy way to just get back on the stage. You want to actually, when Villager's off the stage and you know he has his jump still, you want to just try to just stick out your down B, so just it'll absorb his fair and stop you from getting knocked away, or stop Luma, because like even if you just shield it, then he can still aim it in a way where it'll hit Luma, and if Luma gets knocked away, then Rosa's ledge traps are just not nearly as effective. So you really want to make sure you down B every time when Villager's off the stage and he still has his jump, because that will happen a lot. Another thing you want to do in the matchup is punish his Lloyd Rocket summons with dash attack or nair. Dash attack is really risky to go for actually, but if you can actually snipe out his Lloyd Rocket summon with a dash attack, then it's really good because it just puts them in such a bad position. It puts them in a position to basically get up aired, or in a position where they basically have to recover back onto the ledge to avoid getting, you know, down aired or side or back aired or whatever. So it's good, but it's risky. Like if you try dash attack and you get hit by Lloyd Rocket, then your Luma will go flying, you'll go flying, and you'll just be in a really bad position. You'll take a lot of damage, and they'll take like 1% damage and be like in the same position, whereas you'll just get hit by Lloyd Rocket and just get really fucked up. So you don't want that to happen. Another thing you can do is use nair to try to approach them as they're summoning Lloyd Rocket. It's a bit hard to time this, you kind of have to predict it, but if you can actually nair at them and hit them while they're summoning Lloyd Rocket, it's really good, because you'll get over the Lloyd Rocket, you'll hit Villager, and you'll actually get stage control, and you'll tack on a good amount of damage to him as well. Another small key to the matchup is turning around actually when Villager is spamming so Luma doesn't get hit. So sometimes you'll be in a position where you might not be ready, or you might not be able to predict when Villager is going to throw his attack, so sometimes it's just better to just turn around and just shield. In this way you'll actually protect Luma from getting hit by basically anything, and you'll also be able to maintain your stage control as long as you still have your shield at a good size. So it's not something you want to abuse all the time, but sometimes it is good to just like turn around, just not face Villager in the shield, so that way his spam will just hit your shield, it won't hit Luma, and then you can like from there just like roll in, or you can like roll back, or you can do whatever basically from that position. You can drop shield, do whatever. The final point I want to talk about is recovering high to avoid Villager's bowling ball. So this basically goes into recovering safely when you have no Luma. Basically you just want to recover high most of the time to avoid getting gimped by a bowling ball. It's pretty simple, it's not too hard. We just want to mix up your recovery between going high to avoid getting bowling balled and recovering low to not get sniped out by up air or fair or back air. Okay, so let's quickly run down the major keys in the matchup for a Villager. So first thing is punishing her for using down B by approaching with nair or downer. So basically when Rosa is using down B to try to anticipate either your Lloyd Rocket or your fairs or back airs, that's when you want to approach with nair to or downer to rack up damage, and also to knock Luma or knock Rosa away to gain stage control, and also separate Rosa and Luma so you can then effectively kill off Luma, and then from there you can take control of the matchup because Rosa has no Luma, and then you can just keep her off stage or punish her for trying to recover and whatnot. So next thing is damaging Luma if they try to shield approach. So if they try to dash and shield instead of trying to use their down B to approach you, then that's your cue to basically just use your side B to hit Rosa and hit her shield, which will then put a lot of damage on Luma and eventually make it a lot easier to kill her. Another thing you can also do is when she starts approaching with shield, you can just do a short hop, delayed fair or back air to get the strong hit of those moves, so then you can just basically knock Luma away with one hit, and then you can try to follow up on Luma. The next thing is basically just effectively killing Luma, so if you do get a hit on Luma that does knock Luma away, make sure you kill Luma. That's the most important thing in the Rosalina matchup, is make sure you always kill Luma when you can. So that either means, you know, if Luma lands in a position where you can F-smash her, like F-smash Luma. It doesn't matter if you get punished by Rosa unless it's going to kill you. If you get up-smashed for that, or, which you probably won't, I mean, like, Villager's F-smash doesn't have that much recovery at all. So if you get, like, grabbed, say, it's really not a big deal. Like, unless it's going to kill you, it's really not a big deal. Like, as long as you get Luma off the stage and you kill Luma instantly, that is the most important thing. The next point is basically self-explanatory. It's just abusing Rosa's recovery when you have her off stage. So make sure you, are fishing for downers, you're fishing for F smashes, you're looking for untakeable stage spikes with nair. Basically just abuse that recovery, because Villager has one of the best overall offstage games, and he can just murder any character that doesn't have a hitbox of any kind on their recovery. And even characters that do have hitboxes on recovery, he can still murder them. So you really just want to abuse Rosa's recovery as Villager. It's one of the most important things in the matchup. Another small point is planting trees between stocks. So it's really important that you actually have a tree planted when you can, and the best time to do that is probably just in between stocks, because when you have a tree planted, then it makes it really hard actually for Rosa to approach you more, because you always have that tree in your back pocket, and if the tree is there, then it's like Rosa's basically just like zoned out, right? And also when you have the tree planted, whenever you are in a good position, you can kind of make the tree grow, and then you have the axe, and once you have the axe, you can instant kill Luma really easily. And yeah, just one hit a lot of times can knock Luma well off the stage, and then from there you can either keep trying to fish for axe hits if they're at kill percent, or you can just continue to pressure them safely with fair or back air or whatever and knock them off stage and then kill them that way. Alright, so let's get right into this match analysis. Right here, the situation is basically showcasing Dabuz using his down B in order to absorb Villager's Lloid Rocket, and the reason Villager spawns his Lloid Rocket is to gain stage control and cover his approach. Basically, he's forced to do that because it's the only way he can really break through Rosalina's wall is by summoning his Lloid Rocket and then using his Lloid Rocket to cover his approach. So in response to this, Dabuz has to down B the Lloid Rocket, because if he doesn't down B the Lloid Rocket, Rosa will take a lot of damage, or not Rosa but Luma will take a lot of damage and will get knocked away. It will cause Dabuz to actually lose stage control, and that'll be very problematic in general, because you don't want to lose stage control in this matchup as either Rosa or Villager, but especially Rosa, because it's very easy for Villager to actually edge guard you. You can get untechable stage spiked with Nair, you can get F smashed and die at really early percent, so like 30%. So it's very important that you use down B to maintain stage control and actually act as a wall, and actually act as a moving wall, and that's what Rosa basically is in general. It's just a moving wall. She's a wall because you can't approach her, because she has Luma, because she has so many disjoints, because she has down B to absorb any kind of projectiles that you may throw at her in order to zone her out or in order to actually gain stage control. And also Rosa is a moving wall because she can not only maintain her stage control so well, she can actually gain it and move around, whether it be through rolling or stashing and shielding. She's just so intimidating. If you try to approach this wall or try to stop her from gaining stage control, she will just press jab or do a nair or do an up smash to just basically push you back and punish you for even attempting to break her wall, right? And this is why she's so strong, and especially why she's so strong when she has Luma. So in this situation, what we're looking at is basically Villager is forced to approach because he has basically two options. When Rosa is down being, he can either approach and try to break through this wall, or he can concede stage control. There's pros and cons to both, right? If you try to approach, then you're opening yourself up to be punished, right? You can get shield grabbed, you can be jabbed, you can be up smashed, you can get down tilted. A lot of things can happen to you. Whenever you're approaching this game in general, you're opening yourself up to be punished. And Villager, it's hard because Villager can't exactly use his fair and bear as he normally would in other matchups, because Rosa can just absorb it, right? And it's up to Villager to actually fair or bear in between the times where Rosa is down being. It's very difficult, but Villager basically has to predict when Rosa is not going to be down being, and in that way he can actually punish Luma and hit Luma away and then gain stage control that way, or he can actually hit Rosa and just knock Rosa away, deal damage to Rosa, whatever. Sometimes he can actually do bear or fair and actually hit both Luma and Rosa, and that's really good when that happens, but it's kind of rare. It's really hard. Like I said, Rosa is a really big moving wall, and it's very hard to get her out of that position in general. So another thing he can do when he's trying to approach is he can do nair or dare in order to try to split up Rosa and Luma. He can nair or dare in between them and try to split them up. This is very risky, of course. If Rosa shields, she can come out of shield with anything, whether it be a grab or a jab or a down tilt, and definitely punish Villager really easily, right? So it's risky, but sometimes the risk reward might be good, because if you dealt a lot of damage to Luma previously and you knock Luma away, you could potentially just get an instant kill on Luma if Rosa is in a position where Luma can just die instantly if it gets knocked away, right? Or if Luma is like near death and that nair or dare is going to definitely kill Luma, then it's like, well, if you nair into Rosa and get down tilted or you get grabbed, like it's not really a big deal because you killed Luma. So you're going to get at least like 10 seconds or like maybe 8 seconds of pressure on Rosa and force her to concede stage control, which will then give you an opportunity to enter stock by edge guarding her or just outright killing her with like a bear or something, right? The next thing Villager can do is concede stage control in the situation. He can like roll backwards, he can like fade away with a fair or a bear. It's good, but conceding stage control is always like not that good in general. You don't really want to concede, you want to just keep it neutral as much as possible. You want to stay in this position, you want to stay at center stage as much as possible. You don't really want to concede stage control unless Rosa starts moving forward. If Rosa starts moving forward, then you can either concede stage control and maybe look for like a grab, like punish her for recklessly approaching you with shield or with an aerial, and like punish her with a grab. You know, villager's grab is slow. Rosa is pretty vulnerable to villager's grab, I would say, a lot of the times, because you can grab her when she's down being, or if she's just recklessly approaching with shield, then you can just grab her, right? And then you can back throw her, and then you can maybe even kill Luma, or you can just force her in a really bad position, right? So conceding stage control is okay, but you don't want to do it too often. You want to try to keep your position as much as possible. Overall, this is where most of the matchup is going to be played in this neutral situation, and it's always a kind of like a back and forth, like a really rock paper scissors situation, because Rosa is going to be trying to absorb Lloyd Rocket. Villager can't really approach when Lloyd Rocket is being absorbed because Lloyd Rocket acts as a shield for Rosa, right? Villager can't really approach freely, right? But actually, if Villager approaches with a grab in the situation, he can grab Rosa out of down B. But if Villager tries to do grab and Rosa isn't down being, then Villager's basically going to get punished really hard, right? Because Villager's jab is very slow and Rosa or Luma moves in general are really fast, right? So you don't want to get punished for just going for a reckless grab. Yeah, so it's very rock paper scissors-esque, and I think neutral in general and Smash 4 is very rock paper scissors orientated. Yeah, so that's basically the situation, so let's move on. So the next concept we're going to be looking at here is stalling when you have no Luma. So basically, when you have no Luma, you're looking to basically just stall out the game. You're looking to look for shield grabs. You're looking to just keep rolling, cross-up rolls. You're probably going to be willingly giving up stage control in order to just continually stall out the game until Luma comes back. So it's up to Villager to basically rush Rosa down and continue to apply pressure with side B, and side B in combination with his aerials, whether it be fair, back air, nair, or down air. You just want to cut off the stage against Rosa. You want to force Rosa to the edge and cut off all her options until she either is forced to get hit by something, whether it's a grab, a fair, you know, just force her off the stage, and then when she's off the stage, then you can edge guard her, catch her with F smash, forward air, back air when she's trying to go high above the stage, above the ledge. You can attackable stage spike her with nair. You can do all types of shit, right? So it's up to Villager to really take control of the match in this situation. And there's a lot of things Rosa can do to stall. You can look for fast fall fairs in order to get stage spikes, and then you can do cute stuff like fast fall fair, stage spike into up smash, which will just stall the game out further. Any grab you get is really, really good. You can do like grab to back throw and then do a fair. That'll catch them with a DI in. You can do like forward throw to dash attack sometimes depending on their DI. You can even up throw them into up air if they're DIing in as well. And shield grabbing is really good because Villager's obviously going to be looking to take aggressive options, and he can be opened up by shield grabs in that situation, right? But it's very hard against Villager because Villager actually will whittle down your shield really well with his side Bs and his ranged projectiles with fair and back air. He will very quickly deal a lot of damage to your shield, and it'll be very hard to actually continue to hold your shield up. Especially with Rosa, she's so tall that Villager's fair is just, and his back air is really easy to just get clipped by. So a good thing you can do is actually just crouch and try to get under Villager's aerials as much as possible, and then like you can crouch under it, right? And then when Villager tries to fair or back air towards you, you can actually shield, like immediately put up your shield and then grab him, so you avoid the damage you're gonna take from the fair or back air, and you can just like punish him with grab when you stand up with your shield, right? So it's really important for Villager to capitalize in this situation, and it's very important for Rosa to minimize the damage and the stage control she loses when she has an Luma. It's very difficult, but very top tier Rosas like Dabuz are very excellent at playing without Luma and are very excellent at stalling out the game, and I think you'll see this over and over again in this set as well. Alright, so the next point we're going to talk about is something we already touched on, but using out of shield options to punish unsafe approaches from Villager. So again, Rosa is a wall, so whenever Villager tries to approach to get in between the times where Rosa is down being with Fair or with whatever aerial he chooses, Rosa can always shield and then punish out of shield with something. So when he does a rising Fair like this, it's very easy for Rosa to just drop shield and do down tilt or jab or grab or up smash. It's really unsafe. So this would be fine in certain situations where basically where Rosa isn't down being or shielding, then the Fair would hit, right? But in this situation where Rosa actually reacts to Villager's option and shields, it's pretty much always unsafe. Villager is really not good on shield. So it's very important that you punish in this situation, because if you down tilt or jab, like down tilt will lead to more stage control basically for you. It's a fast move that can really push Villager to the other side of the stage and just give you a lot of stage control. Jab is gonna put you in a situation where you can juggle Villager and tack on a lot of damage and possibly kill him. And if you're at really high percent, then jab can obviously kill. Grab, you know, obviously you can throw them off stage, you can throw them up to juggle them, whatever. And up smash can put you in the same position as jab and grab, but it can do a lot more damage and possibly kill at high percent, right? So it's very important that you utilize these options in order to make it hard for Villager to approach or gain stage control or damage Luma or anything like that. It's very important that you always punish when you can. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is low recovery when you're Rosa and you're recovering versus Villager. This is a situation you're probably going to find yourself in a good amount, especially when you're at high percent. Because if you're at high percent and you try to recover high onto the stage and you have no Luma, you're very likely to die. Because you can basically just die off the top to an up air. You can even die to a strong hit back air if the Villager gets a good read on where you're trying to go with your recovery. When you have Luma, it's a little bit more safe because you can recover high and then you can use Luma's desync to actually do a nair or a back air or something to cover yourself when you're recovering back on the stage as Rosa. So when you're recovering low, which is usually going to be around low percents, it's really important that you try your best to play around F smash, because F smash will obviously kill you, and it covers so many options for Rosa when she goes low because the recovery is so linear. So you want to use your air dodges in reaction to F smashes, and you also want to use your down B to stall your momentum and to also absorb the F smash when it does come out, because you can absorb it with your down B and then you can actually up B and get to the stage, get to the ledge safely. When you're recovering low also, you don't want to choose a very straight angle just going parallel from the ledge. You want to try to ride up the stage, so you want to be up being basically as to the right as possible, so you are not in the vertical like angle of the F smash. Like you want to ride up the stage, you don't want to just up B straight to the ledge, because you'll just be right in the range of F smash and you will die instantly. Now the thing about recovering by riding up the stage with Rosa in this situation is that if Villager knows you want to do that, or if he's conditioned you enough with F smash, then he can actually just do drop off and then like double jump backwards nair. And this can safely cover this angle, and it will actually very likely untechable stage spike you. Sometimes if you choose a shallow enough angle, you can still tech it, but it's very risky and it's very hard to really like consistently set up the situation where you can tech. So it really is just a big mix up, and if you do get in the situation on high percent, it's very like likely that you will die. I mean, it's very hard to really get around every single option that Villager can cover, because it's so easy for him to cover it, and it's, I guess, it's just so safe for Villager. He can also do like stuff like nair, and then he can do drop off nair, and then he can double jump and do down air. And down air is really active, so like if he misses with the nair, he can still hit you with the down air and still kill you and still untechable stage spike you. So it's very dangerous to be in this situation. In a situation you really don't ever want to be in as Rosa in this matchup, but it's something that will probably happen most of the time. So it's up to you to just, as Rosa, to just stall as much as you can with down B, air dodge smartly, and just mix up your timings. Don't always like up B in the same exact position all the time. Like you want to up B in different positions. Also try to remember that Rosa's up B is really far range. Like she can up B see from basically like the fucking magnifying glass at the bottom of the blast zone, and she can actually grab the ledge if you do the straight up angle of the up B. If you do the regular up B, then she kind of goes at like a 45-degree angle sort of. So you want to do the straight upward up B, and this gives you a lot of range. You can actually do something cute, like you can kind of up B from like to the left of the ledge basically, or the right, depending on what side of the stage you're on, and then drift over towards the ledge. And this can kind of get you around F smash, and if they're not ready for it, they might not be able to react in time to actually punish you with like a back air or a fair. So you just have to be creative as much as you can, and just make sure your techs are on point. A lot of times, well, not a lot of times, but sometimes you will get untechable, but in situations where you can tech, obviously you have to tech. It is so important as Rosa to tech every single time you get hit onto the stage or against the stage in any matchup. It's just so important, because the longer you can live with Rosa, the much more likely you are to win, because you can just take advantage of rage so well as Rosa. Luma with rage is obviously quite ridiculous, so it's very important for you to live in these high percent situations, and that all comes down to having very good techs. This is a very common and important situation in this matchup. With all that being said, it's fair to say that what led to Dabuz's 3-1 decisive victory against Ranai was his crisp and clean execution of a well thought out and well researched game plan. He left Ranai with little room to breathe, cutting off his options and punishing him cleanly at nearly every turn, while at the same time playing intelligently and safely when he was forced to play without Luma. So what went wrong at EVO 2016? Let's move forward and find out. Alright, so here we are at EVO. We have Dabuz versus Ranai, and we want to see what Dabuz did wrong and what caused him to lose the set here versus Ranai. So as you can see early on, Dabuz is really doing a good job at implementing his game plan and really forcing his stage position on Ranai. He's really taking stage control for himself and causing Ranai to actually feel pretty uncomfortable and force him to a defensive sort of position. But also right there you could see that Ranai was doing a really good job at using the platforms on Battlefield to get in between Rosalina and Luma by actually sharking below the platform with down air, and it's really smart, and it's a really good adaptation from Ranai. I think Ranai is very creative in this matchup, and he finds a lot of creative ways to separate Rosalina and Luma, and you're going to see that play out throughout the match. So again, well, right there you could see pretty much the biggest reason as to why Dabuz didn't do so well versus Ranai in this set was that I believe he took too many risks with dash attack. I understand why he would go for it, because if he does hit it, and he does have a lot of opportunities to hit it, because Villager is rarely going to be in his shield. A lot of times he's going to be doing short hop fair, he's going to be summoning Lloyd rockets. In these instances you can hit him with dash attack and you can put him in a really bad position, but overall I really don't think it was worth it, because overall he just got really punished for it, and you could just hold your stage position and force Villager into really bad positions and just slowly take control of the match that way, instead of trying to push this like high tempo, like high intensity sort of offense with Rosa, which I really don't think is really worth it overall in this matchup. So and I think Ranai was really good also at punishing correctly and punishing really efficiently when he did see that dash attack come out, and yeah, you can see that happen over and over again in this set. Another dash attack and another punish from Ranai. And this is a really bad position here, just to be off stage, and Ranai is just extremely efficient at killing Luma, as you can see. Just getting instant kills, really, anytime he gets a solid hit. And now Dabuz is in a really terrible position, can't guess right on the back airs, and he gets 2-framed by the bowling ball. And that all started, that entire sequence of edge guarding and like ledge trapping and whatnot started solely because of the dash attack that killed Luma. So that was really big. And now Dabuz is in a terrible position. He has to play from behind. He has to take a lot of risks in order to actually make some kind of comeback. Has no Luma. It's quite bad. all because of that dash attack. Maybe it was accidental, I don't know, but it definitely was not too good. Now Dabuz is taking control yet again. Just being really smart with where he's placing Luma's hitboxes and just being a wall. You know, doing Luma things and Rosa things, just being a moving wall. That's a good punish. That was a really, really nice back air. And once you know, Rosa has Villager in these like defensive situations where Villager has his back against the corner, yeah, that can happen. You know, it's just you can just get sniped at by an F smash. And there's another big thing that happened over and over again. And I think both sets versus Ranai is that Dabuz, a lot of times he would be in these back turn situations where Ranai would be behind him and Dabuz would just hold his shield in that instance. And Ranai is really good at just like recognizing these situations, and instead of doing anything else that he could possibly do, he's like, oh, I know Dabuz is gonna hold shield when I'm crossed up versus his shield, so I'm just gonna throw an F smash and just instantly kill Luma because I know he's not gonna move when he sees me doing F smash. So it's really smart from Ranai, but Dabuz really should be actually just rolling out of the situation. There's nothing that Ranai can really do to punish you if you roll, right? Like if you roll, I mean, nothing's really gonna happen to you. I mean, Villager's pretty slow, and Rosa has a good roll. So just holding shield is probably the worst thing you can do, because then if you hold shield, if your shield's low, you can get shield broken, you can get shield poked, you can drop shield at the wrong time, just die to F smash anyways. The best thing to do is just to roll, really, or at least like just like drop shield, turn around, jab, or something like that. Just do something else, because if you just sit there in your shield and take the F smash, you're gonna lose Luma instantly. So it's not a good situation to be in. So now Dabuz is in this really bad situation again. He's doing a good job of recovering, but this is just a really hard situation to come back from, I would say. Like in this matchup, if Rosa gets behind, it can definitely be hard to make a comeback. If the Villager is good as far as defense goes. It was really good forward air. So you can see that Ranai is just using the axe to just instantly either kill Luma or hit Rosa. Either way, it's a win for him. Now Ranai is just working the ledge traps, making it very difficult for Dabuz to do anything. Another really bad dash attack. So like that was like 3 dash attacks or 4 dash attacks where Dabuz got heavily punished for it. So I think all in all, that dash attack is really what got Dabuz in trouble. And I don't know if it was maybe nerves, or maybe he had a wrong read on the matchup, or maybe a wrong read on Ranai, but those dash attacks were really not advised. And he didn't throw any of them in the first set at Genesis, really. Like, he rarely did dash attack, if at all. I really don't recall any dash attacks being thrown, except for like maybe to cover landings, but that's a different kind of dash attack, you know? Like dash attacking in neutral, I don't know, it's a bit risky. So I think that was overall what caused Dabuz to have such a hard time versus Ranai in this set here at EVO 2016. In conclusion, I feel both Dabuz and Ranai played excellently in both sets at EVO and Genesis 3. During the Genesis set, Dabuz executed a nearly flawless game plan of passive-aggressive style Rosalina. This caused Ranai to be stifled and possibly frustrated in the neutral, leaving openings for which Dabuz could capitalize and punish heavily. This led to a solid 3-1 victory for Dabuz. During their set at EVO 2016, however, Dabuz seemed less solid. His strong passive-aggressive wall style of Rosalina seemed to have more cracks. He was more easily opened up by a more aggressive Ranai, causing some questionable decision making marked by ill-advised dash attacks, which led to instant kills on Luma and complete loss of stage control. This, I feel, was a deciding factor in their EVO set. All in all, this was a fantastic set between two amazing competitors, and I hope to see a tiebreaker match between them in the near future. Alright, so that is the end of the video, guys. I am so happy to be done with it. If you stuck around this long, I hope you learned something. I hope it helped you out. Please leave in the comments below what I could improve on and what you would like to see in the future from me. With that being said, make sure you like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. It would really help me out. So yeah, have a good day, and I will see you guys around in another video. Peace out.